Taibu Muad'Dib, host, podcast entertainer, author, motivational speaker. Every weeknight, 9:30-ish p.m. We go crazy. In fact, we going nuts right now. Hit it, Shay. Come on, a little bit more. Yeah. It's cold out here, y'all. I'm telling you one thing. It's amazing. How come they don't know? No one's like, it's the Cosby Show. Killer cops is nothing new to melanated people, bro. Not in the America that locks us up for mega busting, legalized prostitution, so the mob can get their cut. CIA agents bringing dope in from the south, spread it through the hood so we can take each other out. The sadness in the hood isn't just some recent shit. It's the same thing that you could see on the slave shit. Drama packed through generations lead to a peculiar life. Can't believe in freedom, even if one of your parents' right. I'ma do it right, cause I'm conscious and I know the way. I got roots in Africa. Pittsburgh was my birthplace. International businessman from MA 15208. African Messiah, dog. Someone had to say today, all you want is metaphors about the club and freaking horse stacking up your ashy cars and them foreign tours. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. It starts out with common shit. Them the folks that scheme and plot. Once they pass the law, this on you and I to know what's up. Since we don't, it's how come the jets are jam packed with us. I got my this way. And unity is in my heart, no matter who you are. Come and live your truth. That's how it starts. Yeah, that's how it starts. Go get it. Go, 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 go. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. All you want is metaphors. International businessman. Can't believe in freedom. Pleasure to meet each and every one of you. Taibu Muad'Dib and Shay. This is Live Your Truth. Pull up a chair. Get your popcorn ready. Let's make it happen together. Appreciate you for joining us. Tap in. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Taibu Muad'Dib. Live your truth. So, big announcements to make. So, the platform is now primarily a platform where I'm going to discuss, me personally, I'm going to discuss the issue of young people without fathers, specifically young men, because the men are leaders, and I'm big on leadership, right? So, young people without fathers, this platform is for you. Mothers, right? There's no man there, or there is a man, he's not a real man. It's the same thing, right? You have to have a real man in the mix. Otherwise, you're really either not giving the young people what they need, or you're flat out leaving them hanging. I want to make sure that we all know how to make sure that we all know what a real man brings to the table and how that can balance out a young person's life. All right. Just can't overstate that enough. Right. Your child needs that real man, that real leadership. When you hear that sound, make sure you write it down. You know how we do it here. All right. Want to get straight into what that means, right? What does it mean for the benefit of youth that need fathers. All right. Let's just talk about that for a second. Young people, especially young men, need that leadership in their life. Uh, uh, so, a lot of mixed families out there, and the root of that goes way back to, like I say in the introductory anthem. It's like, slavery is still prevalent in the minds of African and European people alike, right? So if you want to have, largely successful children, and we can't say enough about the moms that take care of the young people and get them to a certain level, but we need fathers in these young people's lives. I'm not saying I'm going to be your kid's daddy. What I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say simply is this: let's address this issue on a nightly basis. Young men that don't have a real man in their life, they're going to always ask for, seek out, go after, and basically put their hand out for things that they did not earn. When you hear that sound, write it down. It's always going to happen. It's always going to happen. There's no way around it. I too was in that situation. Now, the word entitlement is not the same thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about a childish mentality towards the ways of the world. All right. Oh, I bet y'all can't hear me because someone likes to leave. Yeah, I got people on here, but you guys can't hear us. Yeah, I know what that's all about. Okay. Check to make sure. Testing. Oh, the Bluetooth is out. Okay, we should be good here. All right. Thank y'all for stopping in. Let's talk about it. Children look to their fathers to lay down the rules and enforce them. Now, why is this important? It's a civilized society. It's governed by rules that we all benefit from following. Traffic rules, rules of the road, right? In learning spaces, raise your hand if you want to say something. This is just what it comes down to. So children, they want to make their fathers proud. An involved father promotes inner strength and growth. Just can't say enough about how many young men and young women don't have a father or a dad in their life. Can't say enough about how we should go about as a community supporting the moms that do not have a man in the home to help them raise these children. Now, this might not be a popular platform at first, but the more we hear about young people getting younger and younger, shooting and killing each other, young people accepting drugs into their bodies, right? About just young people just underachieving, being obese, right? All these things. And this is not to body shame anybody. This is not to call anybody out. This is just to say that these things just aren't an issue when you have the dad there, the father figure there, and he's providing physical and emotional security for the children, when he's laying down rules and enforcing them, when they're trying to when they make him proud of them. It's very, very important. Okay. So if you look at the actual effects of not having a father figure in the life, a young person's diminished self concept and compromised physical and emotional security, it leaves children feeling abandoned, and when their father's not involved in their lives, they struggle with emotions and episodic bouts of self-loathing. So when you don't have your father in your life, your father, it can be debilitating. It can even make you not feel good about yourself. Self-loathing, loathing is a pretty strong word. And it's definitely a strong feeling for a young person that doesn't understand where it's coming from. So if you have a good kid that's not performing up to standards, that's probably it. That's probably why. All right. So we're gonna look at that. We're gonna look and see what that looks like. All right. The matchmaking. So I'm gonna do a better job of responding to folks. I've had folks, and I meet folks every day that are single and they want to be with somebody. So the announcement for the matchmaking is, I'm gonna post a rating system, right? I feel like there's just like 4 major types of daters out there. 2 on the female side, 2 on the male side. And this is heterosexuals only. Again, I don't mind same-sex identifiers of different sexualities coming on the show. It's just I cannot really be confident of giving you any relationship advice because it's outside of my purview. Not that I'm not sensitive to it, and not that I won't listen to what's going on with you. I will. You're a part of our community as well. But as far as what I can offer, I don't know enough about men dating men and women dating women to be able to confidently advise you on that situation. So, but you're all welcome on the show. And I hope you can get what you can, glean what you can from the advice I do give others. But I believe that there are 4 main types of daters out there, right? And it's 2 on the men's side, 2 on the women's side. Okay. So I'll post the rating matrix up there, and then you guys can come on the show. I'll do the best I can to help you. Look, the shame bag is still very much a thing. Just because I shame you doesn't mean I won't still rate you and try to find somebody. But just don't come on the show. What's going on, Tyrone? Don't come on the show and be upset because I put that shame bag out on you. It's okay. And you know what? The shame bag, people, especially my family members, people don't like the shame bag after they've been shamed. But if you hang around yes men and women, people that just say yes, because they want you to be, like we called them jock riders back in my day. Like they ride your jock. Like you need somebody to keep it 100 with you. So if I pull the shame back out on you, check your own thought process, your own purpose in life, period, right? Because I'm here for you. So I'm just throwing that out there. Also, so with this rating system, it's a way for you all, after a year as a relationship podcast host only, I got it down pat. I'm gonna help a lot of you. So from the matchmaking to relationship counseling, I just want to make sure that you guys know, just off the barrelhead, ladies, men aren't and never will be able. We're just not ready, or ever will be capable and ready to handle your duplicitous nature. Duplicity in itself does not mean that y'all bogus, that y'all shady, that you're hiding things. In fact, your duplicity is what we're attracted to. When you hear this sound, write it down. If men want a woman to be a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed, that's duplicity. So we're attracted to that on the positive side, on the side where we want to see it and women want to see it. And this is where gender roles comes into play. This is where somebody's wearing the pants and somebody's not comes into play. Ladies, find it in yourselves, right? On the counseling tip, I pass matchmaking on. That's what the rest of the rating system is for. If you want counseling, come on the show and talk about it. I ain't gonna spend too much time on it. I'm just gonna break it down just like I'm doing right now. Women have a duplicitous nature. It attracts men. When it's feminine, it attracts all men. All men. Right? Period. But in a relationship, men don't want to, we're not ready for that Jekyll and Hyde duplicitous person. We're not saying don't have strong feelings one way or another, but if you are hot one day and cold the other, men, because we're builders, we need a steady, progressive, you know what I'm saying, situation. Ladies, so you have to think about that. If the man's trying to move forward, and whenever you go into your funk or your mood, he feels pulled back, it's not going to bode well, for not just for you guys. If there are kids involved, for the kids, it's a bad look, especially if y'all have something good when y'all vibing. All right. Hear the sound, write it down. All right. So, current events. All right. And I'm gonna go and, we'll go through this. It's all good. I'm just going to punch some stuff up just so we can go through this. And this is how the show's going to roll, for real. If you think about it, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to think about what's going on and how things are rolling. But let's talk about the Dewayne Wade issue just for a second, right? And it needs to be talked about because, we're kind of all like, it's hard for, when the Europeans jump it off, it's one thing. But when the African community wholeheartedly goes just a drastically different direction, it needs to be discussed openly. Because like I said, until we have unity of thought and unity of purpose, we can't have unity in the community. All right. So let's bring up the D Wade situation and talk about it. Also, we have mental illness and trauma in our neighborhoods that extend well beyond just some of these side boat issues, right? We have mental health and trauma issues for a lot of different reasons. But here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'm covering a lot of stuff that's affecting our kids. So just the other week, I was covering adults selling fentanyl-laced pills to middle school age kids, and they were dying, overdosing and dying off of it. Okay. So when you look at what's happening in the news right now with the woman stabbing her child, you know what I'm saying, to death, you know what I'm saying? It's tough because these kids, they need to have a mindset that allows them the space to just grow and live and learn. So when you don't have that, and then what do you have, right? So and then last but not least, did any of you at all hear Joe Biden, right, and talk about, and just some of that speech? Did any of you hear some of that speech? Joe Biden, I think he was, caught doing the blackface or something like that. There was something he did back when he was young. It's just where it comes down to, you know. I just think let's just we can look at this situation a couple different ways. Are we a country where we allow people, honestly, are we a country where we allow people a second chance? All right. I don't know. If we're not, shouldn't we be? So we'll take a quick look at Biden's march on Selma and listen to some of the things he said. And then we'll look at some of the culturally biased, insensitive remarks he's made in the past. So we got a full show coming up for you guys, all right? So what I want to do, if I can, is just have a little fun, doing some stuff, just putting some stuff out there, getting a good vibe for it, hoping that you know,
management for.
All right, that was kind of rough on the ears, I know that, but just want to get that going. So let's have a little quick break, shout out to Buddha Vibes. Check his page out. I might just do a whole Buddha Vibes album for y'all, man, and get it out there and just get back in the game. Get that young man some money. Love his beats. I love the freestyle. I love the go hard. I was out there on the prison yard. Sometimes I feel a retard. I gotta go back. Listen to me, man. When I hit the block, it's not about the pack. It's not about the block. It's not about getting up with the cop. It's not about running straight from the cop. It's about stacking paper. Holler at my neighbor. Tell him, yo, bro, I'ma see you later. Let me get downtown. Break another pound. Break it all down. Serve it through the town. I'm tight. Tried and true. Yes, I am. I used to be John Wright. I used to have a fan. I used to ride around in a black out van. Trying to get if I really can. If my pocket's hurting, yeah, I'm out there working. If you out there smirking, then I'm out there lurking. Hide your chain, tuck your chain. I'm about to go insane. They used to call me John, what I used to be full man in the big, but we put it down. Yes, we did. Talk about my kids. I'ma split your wig. I don't play. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA. 15208. It's the type of dude I am. I gotta come straight through. If you didn't know I had skills, now you can do. I'm that dude. I'm the man. I'm about to come back. I'm giving you something. Got it. Woo. I'm gonna do some wild stuff on this show, y'all. I'm telling you right now. I ain't gonna play no games with it. Hit the game again. I'm gonna put that beat on freeze. Taibu Muad'Dib locking the podcast game down. Y'all didn't even know I had flow like that. I'm gonna lock this whole podcast thing down. When I go ahead, no, this is a year. I'm giving myself the whole year to get on Spotify, man, get on iHeart, let folks listen to me nationwide, worldwide, like they're already doing on a minor level. I'm successful, y'all, and y'all still ain't seen no twerking. I'm successful, y'all still ain't seen no twerking. All right, let's go to the screen share, baby. Yeah. So what we're looking for right here, right now, we're going to get off into this demonstration. Like I said, we want to see what's going on. That beat definitely has merit. Let's look and see what we got first. So first up on the roster is D Wade and this child Zaya. Let's get a good look at it, shall we? Now I don't mind, because I live in America, exercising my freedom of speech. So if you don't like people that exercise their right to speak freely, then that's what it comes down to. All right. It says, quit it. It says that Dewayne Wade is standing up for his trans daughter. His ex-wife doesn't approve. All right. Now, have a child, you know what it was like seeing that baby born. Any of us, stop sharing. All right. All right. Let's bring it back together. Let's get it back going. Taibu Muad'Dib, let's go. So obviously, clearly, there's things are afoot. Okay. So I want to screen share this. A lot of pop-ups and things messing up stuff. So let me try it again. But let's just talk for a second if we can off the screen share. All right. Got the screen share going. So we're definitely looking at this. All right. So again, you look at your brand new baby, no matter what sex it is, what gender, boy or girl. And what flashes through your mind are all the things that you did as a boy or a girl. Am I wrong? So you don't have that mentality that, oh, one day it's going to be a situation where, I have to worry about this child, this little cute little boy wanting to wear dresses, or my daughter's going to want to wear her pants sagging, showing her, designer boxers and talking to other women like, yo, come here, and grabbing her stuff. Like, this is not something you think when you have the child. But somehow, some way, they kind of want us all to feel that way now. Like, they want you to see, oh, it's a beautiful baby boy, it's a beautiful baby girl. What is it? When that child's born, somebody get on here and tell me right now, what is it? If we're not influencing this child to choose a sexuality, what is it? Oh, there are asexual children. They're born with both parts and all that. What is that child when it's born? Anybody? Y'all don't want to touch that? I'm gonna type it in the comment section. I'm just saying, what is that child when it's born? Y'all can dip off. I don't care. How far are we gonna go? What is that child when it's born? How far are we gonna go with this? Are we gonna get to a point where we're just, you know what I'm saying? Are we gonna give all of our children unisex names until they decide what sex they want to be, and then they pick their own name? I want to know. Is the government going to step in like they did for alcohol and for driving and learning how to drive and shooting a gun legally? Is the government going to step in and tell us at what age we're allowed to name our child, or the child's allowed to pick their own name for wherever they identify? I mean, how far are we going to go? What is that child when it's born? Do y'all see the ridiculousness of this? Parents, D-Wade, Gabrielle, especially you, Gabrielle, you a chick's worst nightmare. If my man and I don't get along, and you get a Gabrielle union, y'all gonna turn my boy or my girl into a trans. Like, save yourself. Save yourself. All right. It's a shame. What are we saying? Are we now so progressive? I mean, you can hide it however you want to. It's propaganda, people. I had that conversation. I did that show. It's propaganda. Taibu Muad'Dib, I'm right here telling you right now. That child is what it is when it's born, people. And when people talk to me like Taibu, I say, look, it's people in mental institutions that have real problems. They think they're a chicken or a dog or a pony. Pecking the ground. They think they are, but they're not. They're obviously not. And you're not, and the doctor's trying to change them and give them medication and get them. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them trying to tell them they're not a chicken or a pony? Why are they being allowed to try to change that person's mind? If we can't change a boy mind from saying, hey, you're not a girl, buck up, young man. You know what I'm saying? Then how come the person that wants to be a duck or a pony is considered insane? It's insanity. And it's nasty. It's crazy. It's nuts. I had a guy send me on Messenger on Facebook when I first got on Facebook, and he said he gave me a compliment about my appearance, in a flirtatious way. And I said, sir, if you don't want people automatically assuming something's wrong with you because you choose to like other men, you practice homosexuality, I said, what gives you the right to force that on me by giving me a flirtatious compliment before you ask me if I like men or I date men, if I'm homosexual too? Y'all want respect that you don't give. And you get the conspiracy theorists, oh, well, they want everybody to be homosexual, so we as a people, as African people, can't have more, we're not having children, and they're catching up to us. Bull swanky. Horse pucky. Not the case. I want y'all to deal with that. What is that boy or girl child when it's born? If y'all don't wait till that child gets old enough to say, I want to wear a dress, and it's a boy, I want to wear a dress, or a girl, I don't want to identify as a girl. I feel more like a boy. By the time the child can talk, that's not the time to identify. The time to identify the child is what the child was made to be. And we as a society, let's keep it real. We as a society are failing young people if we're failing to let them know you are what you are when you were born. As tough as it is for you to accept that, that's the way things are. People committed suicide before this became an issue. So them committing suicide now that it is an issue is not changing anything. If you hear that sound, write it down. All right. Ask and answer. Type in more deep. If you have anything to say about that, to answer this question first. What is that child when it's born? And then we'll talk. All right. We're going to stop sharing that. There's no need to discuss the D-Wade thing. The wife is right. D-Wade's wrong. Bottom line. He bogus. That's just ridiculousness. All right. Moving right along. Woman stabs her kids to death. This is a toughie, y'all. This is a toughie for me. It really is. And I say that because kids are so defenseless. They trust their mom. At that point, they probably missed her, and she came out with a knife like Scream. I mean, she might as well have the whole mask on and everything, y'all, for real. Like, can you imagine these kids haven't seen them, but they live with somebody else? Can you imagine these kids ain't seen their mama, and then next thing you know, what's going on, Zaza? Man, you're supposed to jump on with me and hop in the studio, bro. You can get in the studio, and I got a whole virtual. We finna get into something deep. Finna get into something deep now. Everybody, this is Shay. Wow. Hope she did her hair.
No, I didn't.
Funny. All right. So let's get into this screen share. Okay, that's all good, homie. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about this one. Let's go. We support you, bro, all day. And we're going to come out there and holler at you out there in the field. I'm going to shoot you the link to jump on if you want to. You're welcome. Taibu Muad'Dib right here, man. We going hard in the booth. Shay, what do you think about this story right here? Shamaiyah Hall, talk to us.
I hadn't heard about this story.
So Shay hasn't heard about the woman that stabbed 5 kids. She killed 3 of them, her own kids at that, and 2 made it out the house alive. And her twin sister also killed her child. So she shouldn't have been able to have them kids anyway. But yeah.
So she had 5 kids, started killing them, and 2 of them got out. What in the world?
I think because she lived with somebody else, the kid lived with somebody else, that I think that somebody saved them kids, basically. Heard her screaming or something.
But I'm saying
details gonna come later, but
what did they? I'm just trying to figure. Was she on something? Like what? I'm just trying to figure out. What would possess you to want to kill your own?
Let me go to the screen share. I'm about to screen share the whole story right now. Let's go over here on the joint. So, booyah. All right. We're learning more about the woman who was arrested for allegedly stabbing her 5 kids. This is not the first time she's been arrested for stabbing someone. Let's go.
It was a different time when I served. I felt confident in the work I did.
But when I came home, I felt lost.
When I returned and had all this time on my hands.
So you already know what it is. Taibu Muad'Dib right here. We're going to go over the current events for the day. We got Shay here. We're going to see what's going on, man. We're going to make it happen for sure. For shizzle. Let's do it. Yeah, we want to hear straight from the news story. Let's go.
Rayla Morrison came to pray outside her family's home. She says her family is grieving after 5 of her little cousins stabbed.
I'm hurting. This has hurt me because when you hear of something like this happening, yes, it does. It grieves your heart.
Authorities say the tragedy unfolded at 4 p.m. Friday afternoon when a CPS worker came to this house in Italy to check on the 5 children who were staying with their grandmother. But when the CPS worker arrived, the mother, Ma'Shamaiyah Hall, answered the door. Sources say she was not supposed to be there unsupervised with her kids. The caseworker called 911. This is what dispatchers relayed to first responders.
She is there for removal of the kids. The last time she was at this address, the mother was aggressive, and she is being combative today.
The Ellis County Sheriff's Department says police arrived 5 minutes later to a horrifying scene.
I got kids multiple stab wounds, back bedroom.
Authorities say a 6-year-old.
All right. So I don't know what the response time is in your area, but 5 minutes is pretty extreme, don't you think?
So The caseworker came to her house, and within 5 minutes, she went back there and did it.
I want everybody to look up the response time for the police to their house from where they're at. Hey, Siri. What's the national average response time for a 911 call with the police?
Okay, I found this on the web for what's the national average response time for a 911 call.
When you call 911, you expect law enforcement to be there immediately. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. Average police response times vary based on many factors, including where you live and the severity of the crime. Okay. 3 factors determine response time: the number of incoming calls at that time, number of officers available to respond, number of officers needed to respond to your specific situation. Times have been reported from as quick as 3 minutes to over 15 minutes, depending on the city that you live in. 3 minutes to 15 minutes. It's important stuff to know. So it was on the lower end. We gotta give the cops that, you know. It was on the lower end.
But why would the caseworker leave? You know what I'm saying?
What she should do, help.
A boy and 2 5-year-old twins were dead. A 4-year-old boy and a 13-month-old girl were seriously injured, all of them siblings.
I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know why it happened. We can't change it, but what we can do is pray for the family.
There is a family history with CPS and police. Mom-shamaiyah Hall has been arrested before in Dallas County. Court records show that in 2017, Hall and her twin sister, Troche Hall, were arrested for aggravated assault against Troche's boyfriend. According to court documents, the sisters went to his apartment. When he saw them, he immediately tried to slam the door shut, but they grabbed his shirt and sprayed him with pepper spray. The records go on to say Troche pulled a knife out of her bra while Mom-shamaiyah told her to run up on him and attack him. In another tragic twist to this story, Mom-shamaiyah's twin sister, Troche Hall, is also accused of stabbing her little girl to death at a house in Dallas in 2021. According to court records, the mother says Troche's little girl was lying on the living room floor, bloody with multiple stab wounds. She was standing over the body, quiet and not saying anything. Troche.
Okay.
What in the...
Just the most the craziest thing. All right. What do you think now?
I'm just trying to figure out both of them. Like, what is this, twin telepathy to kill? Like, I don't get that one.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I see new moves. I feel you. Yeah, that's good that you just read about that. I'm glad you just heard that. So,
and this was here?
How do we Italy.
Texas?
Yeah. So how do we protect our children, Shay, from their own moms? Let's talk about that. I mean,
the grandma had already had them. She wasn't even supposed to be there unsupervised.
You know, but that's, you know, grandma tired, you know, and it's 5 of them, you know. I just want y'all to get in there and let me know, how do we protect the children in our community from their own family members, their own parents? Is there a way? Just want to kind of know what y'all think. Get in here and let me know or hop in. Own parents and guardians. It's amazing though, right?
But they talk about the twin sister did it back in 2021 or whenever she did it.
Okay.
It's the vice now.
Yeah. So, I mean, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. That stuff you like watch on a movie. You don't really think people really doing it. Like, if you didn't want no kids, why do you continue to keep having kids? You had 5 kids that you can't. I don't know if it was like they have like mental issues, both of them.
So, did you see how I started this? The new announcement, y'all, is this platform is about young people that what? Don't have a father. People in the community. A lot of young people don't have a father, don't have a dad involved. The one thing that's eerie about this whole situation is there's no dad involved going crazy. Oh, my baby. You know what I'm saying? Where's the... I mean, who was the guy that had all these kids with her? Where is he at? If it was just one, but I'm just saying, if it was more than one, where are they at? So who do we blame in this situation, really? You leave a woman with 5 kids, she probably is going to lose her mind. I know my mom did.
But that's an excuse to kill your kids. Your grandma has them.
When you've lost your mind, things that's not rational, you do. I'm not willing to absolve the men that had, or the men that had children by this woman from this situation being what it is. Where is he at? Why is he not there to protect them kids too? This is why we need to consider as a community how important it is to have fathers. There's been a huge push, single mom, I'm a single, this and that. And then Kevin Samuel came out and was like, you're nothing. You're nobody. You got some nerve wanting a high quality man, but you got about 4 live bullies running around the house. Talk. You were in that situation before I met you. What was your situation like? What did you think? I mean, what's going on? I mean, talk to us. Let's go. I mean, me personally, I think that I've been trying. I can prove how much I've been trying to get my kids and get back in their lives through the court system and been shot down, denied. So, but we see the need for men, real men, to be in these kids' lives, right? To protect and to provide for these young people. We do, y'all. Can't make that up. They need that security. I mean, I'll be the first person to say, hey, my kids drive me crazy. My daughter, people, your kids can pull you, but you want to do something to them. And sometimes we do a little bit. But I'm just saying, like the stabbing to death, though, it's over the top. It's just, where was the support? We got CPS involved. Of course, they're going to seem like enemies to someone that's really already mentally, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then how does CPS deal with it? If the sister, they knew the sister already stabbing kids to death. So when the CPS worker went there, she's supposed to have some kind of plan in place. What was the strategy? Right? What was the strategy to keep them kids safe besides dialing 911? How do you get the parent out the home? If you get there and she answers the door and you know that she's already stabbed somebody and she shouldn't be on them kids, how do you deal with it?
I'm just saying, did she walk off? Did she sat in her car and called the police?
All I'm saying, people,
like, if she wasn't supposed to be
you work
there
with kids. I mean, they make your kids, but I'm saying, if you work with kids or for kids, you throw yourself into the house and you fight for them kids. You know what I'm saying? You're the last person to see them kids alive.
Like, I'm a social worker, but I'm gonna be fighting today. I'm just saying, you go sit in your car and wait for the police to come, and then the kids in there dying.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
But my right or wrong segment ties into this a lot. It's crazy.
A 6-year-old and 2 5-year-olds were found dead. Let's just have a moment of silence for them, please. All right.
My God. My God.
It's just terrible. It's terrible. All right. So, just want to look at a little bit of that, y'all. Talk to us and let us know. Get in the comment section and let us know what's going on. All right. That's the bottom line. That's what we want to do, Shay. We want to let folks know what the deal is, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him, you ain't got no cricket, do you?
Really?
Talk to the people. Let them know what you're thinking. Let's go. What's going on? So we're going to go to this screen share right here. All right. What you should give them first? Biden's culturally biased remarks or the Selma march?
What?
Biden was in Selma marching like Dr. Luther King marched over the Edmund Pettus Bridge. But then here, I got him up here saying some pretty choicey things about African people. So what should we give him first?
Well, I want to hear the remarks.
Shay wants to hear the remarks, everybody. Okay. Let's check out some of the things our sitting president had to say back in the day. All right. Let's go.
Remarks.
Biden's history of getting away with culturally biased remarks. Now, the reason y'all might see me or hear me change up my linguistic scenarios is because Europeans whitewashed our brains. So when we speak, we put them up and put ourselves down. We have to stop doing this because everybody knows that we're all Homo sapiens sapiens. So to the definition of the word race, we're really all the same. You don't have a European doctor that works on Latinos. You don't have a Latino doctor that works on African. You know what I'm saying? You don't have designation. Oh, you can only go to an African doctor because you're African. They don't know how to work on your race. That's not what the case is. So on that strength alone, on that medical little situation alone, I just broke down for you. There's no different races. So stop using the word racist or racism, right? Because if you do, it means that you agree with their propaganda and you agree with them that you're down and they're up. Key takeaways. Joe Biden has a decades-long habit of making overtly culturally biased remarks, taking discriminatory positions, and cavorting with known culturally biased people. Joe Biden has a decades-long habit. Just a few days ago, while lamenting the difficulty, he admitted a series of culturally biased charged blunders that really suggest what? Corporate media. Biden Europeanized the Latinos in America that resist vaccinations because they're worried they'll be vaccinated and deported. Right. Biden in August 2020 told a gathering of African and Hispanic journalists that unlike the African community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse scenario. Got it? So, in 2007, he referred to Barack Obama as the first mainstream African American who's articulate, bright, and clean. Wow. In 2006, he said, you cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I don't even know what that means. Way back in 1977, he said that forced busing to desegregate schools would cause his children to grow up in a racial jungle. His kids. Of course, he infamously worked with the segregationist senators to oppose mandatory busing. Did you know that? No. Which decades later led to the strongest moment in Kamala Harris's campaign for president when she blasted him as having personally impacted her young girl. That's deep. So yeah, Joe Biden, he says some culturally biased things. All right, now let's go to the real deal. Let's see it. You get ready. He's only the third president to do it. That was deep. That was deep. So, who's buying it? Are you? No. I thought that had in it where it says where he's like, "We see you." Y'all gotta check out his speech. All right. Bottom line, you gotta check it out. It's a big deal. Okay. My thoughts on it are simply this: man about to die, so he wasn't close to God. He ain't never seen us. And I guess he don't go to 7-Elevens either. So, bottom line is pretty crazy. Those are the current events. This platform is about young people that need fathers. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to really dig off into that, bring it to light. Come on, ladies, with your kids, your youth, and definitely get your grown folks involved. The online coaching program, the first step at patreon.com/Coach Taibu. You can set a time to meet with me. Be very little bit of time, but you can meet with me on calendly.com/Coach Taibu. Other than that, how do you feel? We both going through a thing, so we're gonna lace y'all up real quick with the deal. We're gonna get out of here.
I had it right wrong, so told you it's tied into what you were talking about.
Man, okay.
Just have a listen.
Shade right or wrong, some everybody.
I hope it ain't that.
Wow.
Britney Spears is going through some stuff. I don't know, like where her mind ever was. Okay. Let's share with you guys. Okay, so basically you was talking about fathers not being there where they at. We're gonna see what he has to say, and I want y'all to let us know, do y'all feel that he's right or wrong in what he's saying? So here we go.
Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied, because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids. I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now for the past, I do not want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You not.
Yeah. It was the second time through, right?
No, it was still talking.
That was the second time through, right? So what do y'all think? Right or wrong? Is what he's saying right or wrong? That's a powerful statement to make. Very powerful. Before I doze off in my chair, what I will say.
We owe y'all. Like soon as 10 o'clock hit, it's like.
So I think that, it does tie in. Like the young lady that stabbed her kids to death. I mean, just having kids, ladies, it's not going to just automatically make you happy to be a mom, or more kids going to make you happy, or you having kids so they have kids to play with. Like, I've heard all of the things.
Yeah, I said that. I was like, they was like, oh, why don't you have a girl? No, Zach got somebody to play with. That's enough. Like, so I know how they go.
Yeah. So, but this guy here, I think, ladies, you can kind of see when I was talking on You're a Mess before I came over to Live Your Truth, when I said that women should ask a man what his purpose is. And if he can't answer the question, like you at least begin answering the question within 6 seconds, trashing, dumping. Remember I said that?
Mm-hmm.
Get him out of here. So that's what I'm going to be doing, helping ladies to avoid dealing with guys like this. I can't put all of the onus on him when you ladies, y'all just spreading y'all legs. You know what I'm saying? For guys that are available and accessible to you and are going. But you know, this guy here, he's saying that he has the right to say, take care of them kids on your own.
Because I offered to pay for the abortion.
And he told him off the rip that he didn't want them. So why do you think they had all them 7 chicks had their kids? They didn't believe him. They thought he was playing. What?
No, they wanted the kids so bad.
It's tough.
That's taxes.
It's tough. Think about the kids, y'all. They'll be doing stuff like that, right? The kids.
So at what point do you need to go get a vasectomy? Because evidently, like later on in the other clips, because I was trying to play it so you could hear what he was saying. He said, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. So evidently, you not wearing no condom.
Crazy. I think he's wrong. And I think the women that had children by him are wrong. I think it's an equal thing.
So now he got 7 kids out here that he ain't even taking care of.
It takes 2, though. It takes 2.
7 kids.
It takes 2, though. Ladies. It takes kid. Tells you who he is. Believe him.
And then they can go put him on child support. And then that's 7 kids. Because they go get a DNA test, boom, you the daddy. You on child support.
All I'm saying is that it's...
Then who gonna want to get with you? Because you already got 7 and on child support.
Clearly, there are women out there that don't care. I know somebody that started dating a guy after his 6th child, and then she had 3 kids by him. So yeah, women don't. This is tough out here, man. It's tough. Brett. So we appreciate you guys for jumping on. I hope you like the introduction song. We will be talking more about youth with that need fathers and don't have fathers. We will be. This platform is solely for that. Right now, we're going to build that platform up as we talk about more current events. Help some folks get some relationships going. Matchmaking and counseling. We have a segment for that. Please inbox me if you want help on either. We'll get that done. I'll post the rating system. Shay, everybody. Taibu Mudi saying goodnight.
Bye.
Oh, that was weak.